James had always been terrible at first impressions, but this one might actually kill him. The mining station on Kepler 442c had been his home for 6 months when the Zephyrian raid ships appeared on the horizon. Most of the human colonists had evacuated, but James, stubborn, curious James, had stayed behind to secure the geological survey data. Humanity's expansion into this sector depended on those mineral readings. He'd just finished uploading the last files when she burst through the blast doors. The Zephyrian warrior stood nearly 7 feet tall, her blue-scaled skin gleaming under the station's emergency lighting. Intricate silver patterns traced along her arms and face, battle marks, James realized, indicating countless victories. Her forearms moved with fluid precision, each wielding a different weapon. Her species' reputation as the galaxy's most feared mercenaries was well-earned. But what caught James off guard wasn't her intimidating arsenal or her predatory grace. It was her posture, perfectly balanced, every muscle coiled with potential energy, like a sculpture of war itself. "You fight with remarkable symmetry," James blurted out, his archaeological background making him appreciate the mathematical precision of her stance. "Your combat form is really quite elegant." The warrior, who'd been advancing with lethal intent, suddenly froze. Her golden eyes widened, and a distinctly purple flush crept across her scaled cheeks. She stammered something in her native tongue, then seemed to catch herself. You think my fighting stance is elegant?" she asked in accented galactic standard, her voice carrying a note of confusion. James nodded enthusiastically, his fear momentarily forgotten in academic fascination. "The way you distribute your weight across 4 limbs while maintaining weapons readiness. It's biomechanically perfect. I've studied dozens of warrior cultures, but Zephyrian combat doctrine is genuinely artistic." The flush deepened. In Zephyrian culture, James later learned, commenting on a warrior's form was essentially commenting on their soul, their deepest essence. It was either the highest compliment possible or grounds for immediate execution. "I am Commander Naz of the Crimson Fleet," she announced, though her voice had lost its threatening edge, "and you are now my prisoner." But she said it almost like a question. The journey to the Zephyrian flagship gave James time to process his situation. He was the only human captive, housed in what seemed to be guest quarters rather than a prison cell. Naz visited daily, ostensibly to interrogate him about human military capabilities, but their conversations kept drifting to comparative xenobiology and combat philosophy. "Your species confuses me," Naz admitted during one of these sessions, her forearms gesturing expressively. "You have no natural weapons, no armor, no enhanced strength, yet you've expanded farther into contested space than any other race." James grinned. "Want to know the secret?" She leaned forward, genuinely curious. "We're really, really good at making friends with people who could kill us," he said. "And we never give up. Ever. It's simultaneously our greatest strength and our most annoying trait." Naz's laugh was like silver bells. "You certainly don't give up. 3 weeks as my prisoner and you still try to convince me that humans aren't a threat to Zephyrian territory." "Because we're not," James insisted. "That mining station? We were cataloging resources to trade, not exploit. Humans specialize in mutually beneficial arrangements. It's how we survived on a world where everything bigger than us wanted to eat us." Their conversations continued for days, ranging from stellar cartography to the philosophical implications of faster-than-light travel. James found himself genuinely enjoying Naz's company. She was brilliant, curious, and had a dry sense of humor that emerged once she relaxed around him. The breakthrough came when James mentioned the concept of academic exchange programs. "You want to study each other's cultures? Voluntarily?" Naz asked, all 4 hands stilling in surprise. "It's what we do," James explained. "Humans have this weird trait where we get excited about learning new things, even from people who could theoretically conquer us. We've got exchange programs with the Crystalline Collective, the Void Touched, even the hive minds of Proxima." Naz was quiet for a long moment. The Crimson Fleet's leadership would never approve such a thing. Then don't ask them, James suggested. Start small, unofficial cultural exchange. You learn about human mining techniques, I study Zephyrian combat forms. Win-win. 3 months later, James found himself teaching a class on human geological survey methods aboard the Zephyrian flagship, while Nayaz demonstrated traditional Zephyrian weapon forms to a fascinated human archaeological team via video link. The arrangement proved so successful that it became a model for human Zephyrian cooperation throughout the sector. Trade routes opened. Knowledge flowed freely. The feared Crimson Fleet became humanity's unlikely allies in the Outer Rim. And it all started because James had terrible timing and a tendency to speak before thinking. You realize, Naz said one evening as they watched the sunset from the observation deck, that initial compliment of yours probably saved your life. If you'd tried to fight or run, I would have stunned you and delivered you to Fleet Command. James chuckled. Sometimes being awkward pays off. It wasn't awkward, Naz corrected, her golden eyes thoughtful. It was honest. Humans see beauty in unexpected places, even in warriors. As the stars emerged in the alien sky, James reflected on humanity's strangest superpower, their ability to turn potential enemies into friends simply by being genuinely interested in them. It wasn't military might or technological superiority that made humans special. It was their incurable curiosity and their gift for finding common ground with anyone willing to talk, even fierce alien woman warriors who blushed at compliments. End.